150 teams. Hours of live commentated matches every single day.
Gonna do some juice. Oh my goodness.
It's not an esport, it's the sport. You can play anywhere in the league. You can play in anytime. Full body, full team play. This is VRML Echo Arena.
Oh, hello. Welcome everybody to VR Master League in our first official match here of this Sunday. Indeed, past midnight, so it counts, of course, well into the Sunday for the OCE folks, but for us over here, at least for me, just barely beginning this new day and about to get ready for some sleep, if nothing else. But I still got a couple hours of energy left, perhaps. Also working on currently, up until this match, been putting together some more of those player cards for the pre-show scenes. So, you know, keeping busy, trying to get more of those in there and whatnot, because they're pretty cool. You know what else is pretty cool? This match, I think, Leviathan versus Fizzy Chickens. This is bound to be quite the interesting one for, well, reasons. That being said, we're about ready to start, it does look like. The reasons being, of course, well, CamJamG, fairly recently on Team Leviathan, and yet now, as of the last week and a half or so, a Fizzy Chicken. That's right. So we're about to get started here with CamJam going against his former team, the #1 rated Leviathan here in OCE, but Fizzy Chickens now with this perhaps improved roster looking to approach onto that territory and maybe take it for themselves in the coming weeks. So Lil Red Wolf in the chat there, hello, hello. Not Kex also stopping by. See Sir Dominic, and we see this very quick grab from CamJam. Speaking of the man going up top and had the plan, it's 2 points. Fizzy Chickens starting off. 24 seconds into that first shot clock. I also saw Fast Furious over there, as well as Mr. Jiggy J.L. Graham. That's right, Mr. Jiggy. Kex apparently eating breakfast. Well, just like these teams breaking fast off this joust, it's Real Zeros with the disc. Now going up here with a pass to the floor, and one-on-one doesn't get it done because Technical Rex with the mighty fine defense. Yet again, saw a lot of that in prior weeks and prior matches, even as recently as just a day or so ago, and seeing it more again here. Now being stunned out, Kopesh ties it up. But important job there, stunning that Technical Rex goalkeeper there, so they didn't get the second grab. Because otherwise, you're going to have a bad time. Very bad time. Speaking of time, it's Tony. Not the one from Tony Time, but another Tony, no less than Tony. Good to see you. What's up? Scary movie reference. I'm glad that when you think of me, you think of scary movies. But right now, trying to move up scary fast, it's Kopesh coming up here with some cutters on the opposite side. Goes for the nice bounce, reaching Zero's hands, and Zero's converting all around before converting on the shots. Just going in every different direction. Not even sure he knew what he was doing with the control sticks, but you know what? Found the control somehow, and full credit to Leviathan. They're up by 2 now off of that. National Agency asking if, rematch, apparently. So Leviathan scoring, and now a timeout. But yes, National Agency asking if Cam has changed teams. That is indeed correct as of about a week or so ago. That was the case. But making a case for Leviathan here, saying, you know, maybe they don't need their Cam Jam. They're just going to do it here with their own 4. But either way, people expecting a close game for sure as Kopesh does get back in the match. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I mean, obviously, Cam Jam, more than perhaps anyone over in this region, OCE coming in Season 2, making their debut. Cam Jam, more than anyone, known to the Americans and Europeans, playing over in the Americas in Season 1 before there was a region of his own. So, with that said, it's definitely an interesting development. Cam Jam, a top player for sure in the region and in the world, for that matter, known as one of the most steezy players you'll ever see. And you see, if you thought, for people that haven't tuned into these games, and they thought they knew Cam Jam, they knew how steezy he got, I think he turned it up for Season 2, because some of the things he's done in these casts has been even to a new extreme, even for Cam Jam. Won't lie, it's entertaining to watch, but it does definitely draw ire of some people for one reason or the other. Kind of, again, entertaining to watch at the same time. But Technical Rex here with the disc is going to look for a pass over to Cabbage Wrecker as we do continue on with this first round. Will be taken by Zeros. Zeros actually losing it off his own teammate. A pile-up of them forming here as it goes to the pocket. And now going up top, another take here by Zeros, as Zeros does get a clear down there in the general direction of the goal. Now Cam Jam working his way through, looking for a leech, but going to be stunned instead, so being taught not to do that once again, apparently. But still yet, Zeros contesting down here very well in the defense. Cam Jam trying to collect the disc, but instead Cosmo coming away with it for Leviathan. Now going behind, but into Glibby's arms. Now outreaching for it here at the wedge. Will be slapped through, but into the intercept by Gish Nishgu. So trying to collect those stacks now to attempt to make a play on this disc. Cam Jam G goes for a clear, and actually a pass instead to Glibby. Now Glibby gets stunned. All the meanwhiles, that floats very, very close to the goal, and that was nearly, very nearly a 3-point hit. But instead, it will be going back the way of Leviathan here, getting the disc and trying to evade and maneuver around Glibby on the defense. There's Real Zeros right back to the wall, but taken by Glibby. So Glibby going to roll in, trying to duck through, and actually does so successfully as they find a 2-point hit. Fizzy Chickens. And now back in it, tying it up 4 apiece. Still 6 minutes left. And National saying the region locked sad for it. Well, you know, I think it's a good thing. I mean, on one hand, you know, yeah, there's less teams to compete with, but on the other hand, if you look at the silver linings, which is always a good thing to look at, I mean, OCE went from a region with, you know, seemingly no teams, not enough to even get the 2 teams, much less 6. So it's kind of cool. And I know Cam Jam, to his credit as well, did a lot of good work to actually help put that together. You know, told before the season started last month, and the shot there going to be off and rebounded by Glibby. But, you know, Cam Jam and co kind of being told that, you know, region lock was a thing that people wanted, and it's understandable. It was a sad situation in that sense. You obviously don't like locking out people, but, you know, the situation was understandable. But instead of giving up on it, Cam Jam went and helped put together a lot of these teams and get it going on the OCE scene as the Quest users started to show an influx in Echo VR. So, in that sense, as Cabbage Wrecker crawls and tries to assault that player there, some good passing from Leviathan coming through. But yeah, just to finish off on that, it's still good to see kind of helping lead the charge to make this region established for Season 2, and definitely excited to see it continue to grow just like the rest of the regions here in Echo. All of them increasing universally in participation across the months. So Kopesh is going to go for that pass into the bottom now, trying to dance across a couple crawling crabs on the defense. Speaking of, there's Cam Jam, but Cam Jam going to be sped right past now. Kopesh looking for a very narrow pass. The margin's so thin here, but going to be lost on the disc and will be taken actually back by Cabbage Wrecker before a intercept at the other end here by Gish. Gish Nish dishing the punch and not missing the pass. It's Real Zeros approaching the goal now with less than 4 minutes remaining. And back out here to the bow tie, and the three-point shot a little shy of the mark, but the rebound slapped by Kopesh. Sorry for that pause. I had to take a sudden drink. The voice kind of in and out this week, admittedly, so that's why I've been a little bit in and out of the number of casts. I guess it had to add up eventually after 5 or 6 weeks, but nonetheless, apologies. A shot there. Not apologizing at all, and the grab is technical Rex as it goes back into Cam Jam's hands from the deep end. Now that's a pass down low, maybe just a shot attempt. Either way, it's going to bounce right into Kopesh off the nice speed of this match, providing some entertainment so far. Very, very close. 3 minutes left. So Real Zeros taking over that disc and sending it back to the cloud. And continuing on in this first round. Yeah, really good match so far. Love to see it. That shot's almost going in. You would have hated to seen that if you're a Fizzy Chicken or a Fizzy Chicken fan. But nonetheless, it's going back into their hands. And now continuing out, there's the someone using the catapult. So you don't see that all too often, but it can definitely be a good move if you find yourself in the area and with the time. And with no other stacks in the area. So as a deep one goes into the back line, that will just be taken out by Gish Nishku. Might have been a good shot, but the backline defense there for Leviathan, recognizing the fact they are up ahead by 2, and as the clock continues to wind down, last 2.5, they do not want to give up those threes, so not a bad move at all. How's breakfast going, by the way? For our European friends eating it right now. This is another bounce, but again, Gish Nishku. So you can see the accuracy on the bounce shots, they're definitely there, and I've seen it over the weeks with this team and these players, but you really got to be careful because if there's a deep backliner, a perma goalie in that, doesn't matter how accurate your bounces are, it's essentially just going to be a pass to the other team. But all the meanwhile, Leviathan coming up with that punch and forcing that immediate clear, which does turn into an intercept here. A very tight pass going to be had over there to the station. And with 1:36 remaining and less, in fact, the spreading of the floor here. A few on the bottom, then one at mid just for a reset potentially. Going for a crossover, but taken out by Glibby. Now another intercept here going to the immediate pass. Now the goalkeepers have left the goal, but unable to capitalize on it at least right away. Trying to dive through with a nice pass here. Kopesh. And one more dish into the goal, and it's up by 4 for Real Zeros and Leviathan. So as we approach this final minute of the first round, Leviathan perhaps in position to take this one away and maybe upsetting Fizzy Chickens in a sense. Now, of course, mentioned Leviathan is the #1 team in OCE. But Fizzy Chickens, especially with the Cam Jam G acquisition, now we got to figure they're wanting to come in here and kind of spoil Leviathan. But you know what? Leviathan's just doing that right back at them. So with less than 30 seconds remaining, Glibby is going to take that disc and actually have it lost out to Zeros. Now the throw into the deep end, and just going to be taken out by Glibby as they evade through, and one last heave into the front line, right to the back, but just no time to find a couple scores. So Cabbage Wrecker is going to eye the floor, but looking like they won't be able to eye the score. So round 1 is in the books and going the way of Leviathan here. 8-4. That note, give me 1 second too, because I need to go ping the teams and make sure, in case they don't, that they do reset the times to the proper one. So take you to the score screen and just bear with me just a minute. All right, and I'm back. But yeah, again, the just strong efforts being shown from both these teams in the region in the season. You know, for Leviathan, they've conquered and held on to that master division here, 12-30 on the MMR, 6-0 on the records thus far. Now, for Fizzy Chickens, all the meanwhile, you know, talking again about upsets and whatnot. So yeah, they're number 2, but with this new acquisition and the fact their record thus far is 11-1 in the season. That is pretty immense. So a lot more games being played by Fizzy Chickens, active throughout the weeks and also active in just issuing the challenge matches, if nothing else. So just a lot of intrigue, definitely, in this game, as we do start off round 2. Now, of course, worth noting, the last time, or the only game that the Fizzy Chickens have lost was, in fact, against Leviathan just a couple weeks ago. So, like I said, it's a very intriguing situation as CamJam, geez Louise, with the plays, the stun, the steez, whatever you want to call it, getting the points, and that's what matters here to start Fizzy Chickens off the right way in round 2. Nightfire in there saying, if you leave Echo Arena up after games, sometimes you get surprised by one at 1 in the morning. Yeah, it's the witching hour, and you know, call me crazy, but I love doing it. Nothing else. Believe it or not, I'm more awake now than I actually was when I did the North American games earlier. I got a nap since then, just a good 45-minute one. I feel pretty fresh. That might be dangerous for later because I still have to wake up for venues tomorrow, so I'm hoping I'm not awake for too much longer, but alas, this is the most energy I've had all day for some reason, as the second round continues here, and Fizzy Chickens collecting the disc. There's Technical Rex off to the opposite wedge, taken by Glibby. You can see that, again, the triangles forming with the passing plays. They have the nest pass, they have that other Pac-Man. This is some good patience and on this work up the floor. You know, recognizing for Fizzy Chickens that they have the 2-point advantage. It may not be a huge advantage, but it's an advantage no less, meaning they are not in a position where they need to rush it if they don't want to. They can definitely try and catch out the defense here and force them into something uncomfortable. That said, that is a very long heave into the orange end. CamJam's going to grab it, is going to swirl, but gets stunned out instead. Now that was almost a amazing series of events. Just got caught up with the punch, but wouldn't be the first time you've seen CamJam just kind of maneuver through like a magician on the offense. See, Vacant Ace saying, I was excited for bed, and then this comes on. Well, there you go. See, that's the beauty, again, of Echo Arena, of VRML as well. At all hours of the day, you're usually only an hour or two away from another match being had, especially now that we have this Oceania region here playing throughout the week. It's really a game at all hours, 24/7. But you know what? I'm not complaining. I love it. Now, off that clear, you can see the immediate grabs, the immediate boost coming down the floor from these teams here. Will be Cosmo to the disc first. Cosmo looking for a clear. And will be taken up top, not for too long, by Cabbage and instead by Kopesh. So Kopesh getting that one, but right back to Technical Rex. So now it's one of those times where you just do see the ping-ponging play, and that happens. But what do you do when that happens? Exactly exactly that. The Matumbo, the finger wag from CamJam. But what I was getting at is you do exactly that. You back it out, you try and find some sort of patient passing play. Now over to the deep side, the underside of the bubble, trying to get that disc right back now at the ramp, at the trench. It's a Kopesh, but it's going to float right back up to the top of the pocket, taken here by Kopesh again. And you can see what was it, Gish Nishku over there trying to break up some of the stacks for Fizzy Chickens, against Fizzy Chickens that is, as Real Zeros works their way up the floor. Leviathan here, unable to score yet. That first round being mighty even, but Leviathan winning 8-4, but just being held at the donut, as right now the Real Zeros tries to go nuts. Couldn't get the conversion off that barrier play. So as it goes up to the cloud, will be taken up here again by Gish, and Gish trying to send it to Real Zeros. Zeros over to the bow tie, some good comms and collections, but that said, the rejection from Cam Jam G on the defensive end, getting a steal and trying as they might for a boost, but unable to get one too fast or too furious. As shout out to our Twitch, by the way. See slow XP there, but fast are these players. Kind of going back and forth through the arena. Tony Cyber saying this game is the future. Yeah, and you know what? The future is now. The time is now, as we do love to say. And a nice punching play there from Kopesh as he winds it in and tries to find a teammate again. Will sail eventually to Real Zeros. Zeros all over the place, but getting zeroed out with a stun from Technical Rex. So as it's collected here by Cabbage Wrecker, trying to maybe not lose it off the cloud and lose his hands, and he does in fact, but then another snag. Cabbage, the very tough pass, a lot of sauce being put on it as Cam Jam tries to put it through the mid zone. So Cosmo, a soft one, but will be out the reach. Never mind, because there's Kopesh off the backboard, but pinned off by Technical Rex again. Some more great defensive plays every day for Technical Rex in the goalkeeping end of things. Now, coming through with it on the side wall, there's Cam Jam looking for a clear. Does try to paint the corner of that mid area just to evade the midliner that I'm sure he was aware was in the area. Now look at that speed as well, coming in from Fizzy Chickens. But getting the disc back still yet is Real Zeros. A good pass over to Leviathan. And the pace of this particular round, much more slow overall. Now, there are these occasions where it does go back and forth on the ping pong, but as far as just the scoring end of things, not a lot of play inside the bubble. A lot of it's just being stuck here in the midline as almost on the shot, but declined by Technical Rex. The first hand's kind of missing that grab, but just swooping in. That would have been just devastating. Oh, at the moment, though, devastating again on the defense is Technical Rex. Has all the techniques down, but can he do it thrice? Yes, he can. Technical Rex, another grab and another clear. Some incredible defense being shown there from the technician himself on a mission to maybe close out round two. Has all the defensive acquisitions, the premonitions, all the issues. I'm not superstitious, but right now, these teams are getting vicious as 3:45 left on the clock. 2 points for Fizzy Chickens. Another grab here from Kopesh. And Kopesh up high, but into the awaiting hands of Cam. Little Red Wolf acknowledging Tony there and saying, yeah, the game is the future. We're lucky to have a head start in it. Exactly. It's the pioneering days. These are the good old days, as they like to say over in the Oculus Connect events the last couple of years. Michael Abrash is one of his favorite quotes, and one of my favorite ones too. You know, we're all still in the good old days here. But you can tell this is here to stay. It's here to grow. It's here to maintain. Just like Fizzy Chickens, just trying to maintain this lead by 2 points the entire 7 minutes of this round so far. So there goes the boost, and another mid lane pile up there. Kopesh with Real Zeros attached and now detached on the trailer. Going up ahead to maybe contest some of the goalkeepers. Now Kopesh going to be contested. Oh, beautiful pass to tie it up, though. Cosmo from Kopesh. Leviathan now finally 8 minutes into round 2. They tie it, and just like that, all of that control from Fizzy Chickens wiped off the board. And I'm sure the Fizzy folk are feeling really pressured, I would say, because to control the disc for that long and then to suddenly have it essentially just be a 0-0 game again because of that tie-up this late, that is immense. And Leviathan now maybe in position to try and push on that and score again. Let's see, though. But yeah, super defensive round, and like I was saying, not even a lot of bubble play per se. It's not as if there's a ton of attempts being taken. A lot of this is just purely in the midline. A lot of these steals and brawls. Now the bounce shot again. They're going to that well, and the one time that the goalie is not in the area to take it, but unfortunately off the mark. Now Kopesh to the midfield. And Glibby taking it back, but having it stolen from Real Zeros. So Real Zeros, some more dancing all around the floor. Definitely got the hot foot. But trying to put the foot right on that gas pedal and score once more. So Technical Rex, a very nice handoff there just to the teammate and Cosmo taking it back. Kopesh, though, grabbing it. So 2 in the goal and 1 in the bucket. Leviathan. Scoreless for 8 minutes. And now ahead by 2 with 1-10 in round 2. So very entertaining match. Despite, again, how lower scoring this was, it has not been boring whatsoever in round 2. Very defensive. Some good moves being shown, and the goals that we have seen have been quality. That last one, you know, painting the corner beautifully to evade the goalkeeper, and not evading the punch either. So Real Zeros stealing the lunch money, and maybe that shot's not gonna be money as Cam Jam is up in the way. All right, so here we go. It's crunch time. Less than 40 seconds remaining. A good punch there from Technical Rex, and a pass over to Glibby. Can they tie it up? Can they force an OT? Let's see. It's Glibby with a disc. The defense covering everyone except for Cabbage Wrecker, but I take it back because Cosmo definitely just took that back. That is a big grab, a good opportunity. Still Fizzy Chickens. 15 seconds left right about now. They need to hurry this up. It's going to be tough. A reception going to be just off, and oh no, Real Zeros coming away with it. The disc being missed, and the dance is underway as they just lose their chance at a final play. So as the clock winds down in the second round, it is indeed the win to Leviathan. And I am just, one hand, great game. On the other hand, a little disappointed. I wanted to go the 3 rounds. I really did. But that was super entertaining. For sure, low scoring or not, there were some great plays in there. The scores we got were high quality. Some good passes in there on those cut passes for Leviathan to kind of buy them that momentum, and then that beautifully placed shot in the second round. But indeed, it will be the victory to Leviathan. So continuing to reign supreme here. And going to the score sheet off of that, I mean, indeed, spoiling the stream debut anyways of Cam Jam perhaps, but not to say that there wasn't a lot to be impressed with from Cam and the entire crew here in Fizzy Chickens. A lot of stuff to show for it. You know, 4 points for Cam Jam, 1 save, 1 steal, 21 stuns. You had Cabbage Wrecker, 1 steal, 12 stuns. Glibby with 2 points, 2 saves, 1 steal, 16 stuns, and then Technical Rex. Look at that stat line. Aside of the 31 stuns and the 1 steal, 8 saves, and they were not by any stretch just easy saves. A lot of those were just right up with defense around and higher pressure situations, especially being a lower scoring game, knowing that every goal is going to count so much more than maybe your typical match in this context. So those were 8 big saves. Meanwhile, for Leviathan, though, you had big efforts from multiple players. I mean, Cosmo, 2 points, 1 assist, 1 steal, 11 stuns. Kopesh with 6 points, 3 assists, 1 save, 2 steals, and 36 stuns. Definitely an MVP caliber stat line there. Real Zeros with 4 points, 1 assist, 3 saves, 1 steal, and 29 stuns. And then for the for Gish Nishku, it was the 2 saves, 1 steal, and 10 stuns. So just eking away with that victory by not a huge margin, but just enough for the sweep. Leviathan remaining number 1 in OCE. So with that said, well, that's the match, I do suppose. Was a fun one. And Fancy Mate there saying, is Cam on this team? Yes, indeed. Cam was on Leviathan and switched over to Fizzy Chickens about a week ago, week and a half, something like that. Little Red Wolf saying that was a good game. Yep, definitely was. Fancy also saying, Pally's a real G for casting this. I'm a lot of things. I'm a real G. I'm a dad. Not a real dad. Not actually, but I'm a G. I'm a Pally dad. I'm a Sen Pally. And a bunch of other stuff that people call me that I don't understand all of it, but I think it's mostly good, if not awkward. Is what it is. And random person saying, RIP, I missed the early morning NA cast. This is, well, the early morning NA caster, but this is an OCE game, so the third region of our league between the number 1 and number 2 teams. So that was that. Tony Cyber saying Sensei. Yeah, sure, why not? Sensidor. Now that just makes me sound like I'm super sensitive, which would also be true, so yeah. Either way, you can call me what you'd like. I'll take it all. They're all compliments, I think. Anyway, that'll do it for this match. Thank you guys for joining. It's been fun. I've been Palidore. This has been VRML. Do not forget, tomorrow, well, actually, okay, today, in about, what, 11 and a half hours from now, so at noon Pacific time, PDT, 3 p.m. EDT, 7 p.m. UTC, it's going to be Oculus Venues. So tune in for that. We have 4 great matches scheduled to show you tomorrow, including Instinct versus Zero, Barrage versus Toxin, Anomaly versus Spaghetti, and an exhibition as well between Wireless Jax and Team Mayhem, who is just a new roster that formed with some very familiar faces. So that's going to be fun to watch tomorrow. Tune in and go download Oculus Venues if you do not have it already. It's available on Oculus Quest, Oculus Go, and Gear VR. And if you can't watch it, even still, be sure to support it, tell your friends, your family, and share, retweet, etc. the event. It matters. It helps a lot. But anyway, until then, yeah, Coco stopping in. OCE game, so it's, yeah, evening time for them. Completely normal. Maybe less so for me, but I'm a very abnormal caster. Anyway, all right, it's been fun. I've been Palidore. That's been VRML. Be happy, healthy, safe, and be very good to each other, and we'll see you again really soon. Good day, morning, evening, night, depending on where you are. And yeah, goodbye.